Hello everyone, it's me, it's Clayton, and I just came back from Finding Dory. Now, when it comes to Pixar's track record, they're truly masters of CGI animation. They've made some absolutely incredible films in the past, such as the Toy Story trilogy, The Incredibles, Ratatouille, among others. But when it comes to their sequels and prequels, some people have mixed emotions about them. Many people like me love the Toy Story sequels and Monsters University, but we also hate Cars 2. So when I heard that Finding Dory was coming out, and it would be a sequel to Finding Nemo, I was hesitant. But thankfully I can tell you that this sequel really reminds us why we make animated sequels in the first place in so many ways. But let's get to the story. So our blue tang fish with a short-term memory loss, Dory, played by Ellen DeGeneres, goes off to find her mother and her father about 1 year after the events of Finding Nemo, along with the help of her old friend Marlin, played by Albert Brooks, and Nemo. Yes, Nemo is actually a bigger part of this movie than... he's actually with the group this time. So it turns out Dory actually regains some memories of her parents being in California. So that's right, instead of going to Australia, this time we go to California. Unfortunately, Dory gets captured and gets sent to the Marine Life Institute, which, ironically enough, is apparently the home of her mother and father. So Dory has to find her parents inside that Marine Life Institute with the help of a couple of other friends, such as an octopus with a missing tentacle named Hank, played by Ed O'Neill, a nearsighted whale shark, Destiny, played by Caitlin Olsen, a beluga whale, played by Ty Burrell, named Bailey, and a couple of other new characters. So what did I like about this film? Here's the thing. When the film started, I was fearful that it would follow the same beats as Finding Nemo, and for a while it looked like it was following the same story beats. The characters would go on a journey, they'd encounter a dangerous fish or two, they'd ride along on the current with Crush the turtle and Squirt. Yes, they come back, but only briefly. But my fears that this would just be a rehash sequel were quickly quelled once I found that the majority of the movie takes place at the Marine Life Institute. Instead of rehashing everything just on a grander scale, they actually do develop the story, and it actually does make sense given the context of the characters involved. I really loved the voice cast for this. Ellen DeGeneres is always fun as Dory. Albert Brooks is just as memorable as he was last time as Marlin. Ty Burrell and Caitlin Olsen make for great side characters, but possibly the best new character is Ed O'Neill as Hank. He's a character that will really surprise you when it comes to both his comedy and his motivations throughout the film. He's just an incredible character to watch, and every time he's with Dory, it either made me laugh and made me think about something I don't usually think about, or it really tugged at my heartstrings. But it's Pixar. They always tug at my heartstrings. One thing that I especially loved about this film is the fact that so many of the major characters have disabilities, and it doesn't really matter in the end. Well, it does matter in the story, but it doesn't mean they can't be heroes. I mean, Destiny's nearsighted. Hank has a missing tentacle, so instead of being an octopus, he's a septopus. And Dory is, of course, an amnesiac. She has short-term memory loss. I really like the fact that so many of the characters are disabled, and that the whole story revolves around just living with disability can make things difficult, but it shouldn't define you. It's a great message for kids, and it's pretty relatable for me considering that I have high-functioning autism. So, yeah, any story revolving around a character with a disability really strikes a chord with me. And in many respects, because of that, I think this film struck a chord with me in a way that was even stronger than the first Finding Nemo film. You can disagree with me if you want, but I absolutely loved the message they went for and the tone of the entire film. It's a typical Pixar tone with its well-done comedy, its well-done heartstring tugging moments, and an incredibly action-packed finale. But hey, even though the film's stuck on repeat at times, the formula is done again because it works well. Because there's a reason Pixar uses that formula over and over and over again. It's because they put a new spin on it. And they do here. I won't spoil anything about what happens in the movie. I'm just going to say that while it revolves around the usual Pixar formula, it works out tremendously. My only problem with the film is that some of the lines can tend to be sort of repetitive, almost like the filmmakers are treating us like we have the same short-term memory loss that Dory has, which most of us don't. I personally only saw that as a minor gripe, though, considering the audience that Finding Dory is aiming for. This isn't aiming towards, big grown-up adults like me. It's very much a film for families. So, if you have that in your head, you'll have a blast throughout this. Not only that, but Pixar's signature CGI animation is absolutely incredible here, giving nice updated designs for the old characters, great designs for the new characters, and it possibly has some of the best looking CGI water that I've seen in any animated film. So yeah, it was an excellent experience. But there are some other things that I should mention. First of all is that Sigourney Weaver gets a really interesting cameo. Again, I won't spoil it, but it's absolutely hilarious. Secondly is that before the film, there was a short film called Piper that played. And without spoiling that, I will say that Piper is an incredibly cute and well-animated short film that could be in the running for Best Animated Short Film of next year's Oscars. Now, some people will ask me, what film do I prefer from Disney this year, Zootopia or Finding Dory? It's hard to compare as both are incredibly well-made films, but I will say that I sort of like Zootopia more, but that has less to do with Finding Dory doing anything wrong, and more with the fact that Zootopia did almost everything right. So, that's pretty much all I have to say about Finding Dory. It's an excellently well-told story, showing kids that disabilities shouldn't prevent you from doing great things, and it has the signature blend of well-crafted comedy and heartstring-tugging moments, as well as brilliant animation. So I give Finding Dory a 9 out of 10. See you later.